Hi folks, I'm going to give you a tutorial in this video of how to draw hair. The problem with hair is there's lots and lots of hairs. You don't need to worry about concentrating and focusing on each individual hair. I'm going to break it down in simple stages so hopefully you can do this. So first of all we need some kind of a face. So I'm just going to do a basic face shape. Hair. We don't do individual clumps, we draw shapes, like curvy shapes. As they come further down, these shapes get narrower and narrower. These clumps into individual sections. Really simple, you've got to practice. Like anything else, if you want to be good at something, you've got to put the hours in. Probably bring this further down as well. And start to point. Everything's pivoting from this point at the top of the head, and I'm just flicking down. I don't want to go too far down because again I want to keep this area light. Tail off and thins out. Try because this area is representing hair that's behind. So I'm going to keep that quite dark. Dark down here. Right, so we've got the basics down. So what I'm going to do now, because I'm using charcoal, I'm going to brush. I'm going to brush some values down. It's going to remove some graininess that you get from charcoal. You don't have to do this. It's just my personal preference when I'm using charcoal. Makes it nice and smooth. So that there now is just wasted. This is the problem with charcoal. You really do need a good pencil sharpener. It's so easy to break. And it's done it again. I've got another one here, but this is a harder one, so it's not going to show up as dark, which I don't want ideally, but because I've cracked that one, I'm going to just have to use it. It's actually quite good, yeah, that's actually showing up some nice thin strands. It's just not as dark, that's all, but I can live with that. Now brushing as well. Let's crack onto the brush. So while I've got this nice sharp harder charcoal, I may as well use it to my advantage and put some individual. Now I've got the basics down, we can focus on just a few individual strands just to soften up these values. Talk about this a lot on the art channel. Pulling light is my favourite part of it. The difficult part is definitely the most stressful part. Is always the beginning, trying to get some good shapes down, get the basics, meat and potatoes down. cut it flat, see if that works better. Just cut it dead flat. That should give us a bit of a sharper edge. That's it, that's it. So yeah, the areas where the light's hitting it, the areas where I avoided earlier. Now we can just pull little bits of light out, just to give an impression of the light source. And we can do the same everywhere else, just where we want the light. Dark values before you pull out the light values. Charcoal pencil up, and then just in between these light areas, break them up a little bit, just with individual strands. I'll basically create a nice point to it with this pencil. Nice pointed area, you can see that, just there. So I'm just using that area, just to give an impression of a couple of individual. You don't have to do this, depending on what type of finish you're looking for. Right, I think we'll leave it at that. So that's how I get around the difficult task of doing hair. And if you got something out of this video, like, share and subscribe. See you on the next one.